Wildfire burns through dry vegetation with a roar and devours any structure it can reach. It will spread by throwing embers into the wind. Creating a fire-safe landscape requires careful thought, and there are a lot of good ideas you can consider for your landscaping. A fire-safe landscape incorporates landscaping practices that are proven to stop wildfire. Create a plan that includes fire-resistant landscaping materials and fire-resistant plants. By using this approach, you can configure a landscape that makes it difficult for fire to reach your house. Consider using the professional expertise that is available in your community. Landscape architects can help you design a fire-safe landscape. An arborist can help you select and maintain fire-safe trees. A gardener can help you plant and maintain your fire-safe landscape. Visit your local nursery. What you do to create a fire-safe landscape is what you would do to create a healthy environment around your home. A fire-safe landscape contains fire-resistant landscaping materials. These are architectural features called hardscaping. Most of these things are hard, solid, and won't burn. Hardscaping includes patios, pools, terraces, retaining walls, rocks and paths, things that won't burn in a wildfire. Your landscape design can be created using hardscaping features to frame and separate plants in your yard. Imagine how you might add one of these features on your property.
Here's an example of an architectural feature, a retaining wall. In this case, it just wasn't long enough. This is a view of the wooden retaining wall, but you can also see where it stopped. Had this wooden retaining wall gone the entire length of the structure, the fire would have bumped up against it and probably stopped. Where you have the gap is where it continued through, ignited the brush and into the structure through the deck. What you see behind me is the rebuilt of the structure, and most important to point out is the haydite block or the concrete block wall that runs the entire length of the property now underneath the house, acting as a hardscape, preventing that fire from bumping into the house.
Given the wildfire threat in the Bay Area, you have to be highly selective about the plants you bring home from the nursery. Select plants that are naturally moist, such as succulents. Avoid plants that are fire-prone. These plants are generally twiggy and they burn easily.
It's easy to tell whether you have a fire-prone plant. Simply take one of the leaves and crush it in your hand. If you smell a strong aroma, it's very likely this is a fire-prone plant. I'm standing next to a eucalyptus tree. Not only does it have volatile oils in its leaves, but it has stringy bark, and this bark burns very easily. And the ground surrounding this tree is covered with dead leaves and bark. This creates a very hot fire situation. You don't want fire-prone plants in your yard.
The key to a fire-safe landscape is keeping good separation between plants and all structures. A strong, wind-driven wildfire may seem like an unstoppable force. So when wildfire approaches your house, you want it to lose intensity. Keeping space between plants causes the wildfire to lose its intensity. There's less fuel for the wildfire. The same thing applies to protecting your house in the Bay Area. Don't surround it with a nest of trees. To be fire-safe, you need separation between structures and plants. Plant and grow the right tree in the right place, keeping in mind to plant it a good distance from the house and well separated from other trees and shrubs. Plant trees where they won't grow into power lines. By combining hardscaping, plant selection, and arrangement, you can reduce the intensity of a wildfire and hopefully help stop it. Moist plants resist burning. You can keep your plants well hydrated by installing drip irrigation and covering the soil with mulch. Avoid using stringy mulches such as shredded redwood bark, as they are very fire-prone. Select fire-retardant mulches like decomposed granite or gravel to interrupt fire's pathway. Implement a landscaping plan that incorporates non-flammable elements and fire-resistive plants that are arranged to limit the movement of fire. The result will be a fire-safe landscape for your enjoyment and for the safety of your family and neighbors.